Man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. You know what I'm saying? That's true. You know what I'm saying? But oh, look at that! Oh my God!
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys. And yeah, here's the thing. We got another PlayStation video for the weekend. Again, happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas. And it's about PlayStation again. So here's the thing. Once upon a time, about what was that, 19 days ago, as it passed midnight now. This is the third video I'm recording within the past hour or so. They, as in Sony, had pulled discovery videos that PlayStation users have already owned. And this sparked concern over our digital future, which is something that I wasn't exactly 100% on board, or rather, because of crap like this. So, what's going on? Well, this ain't the first time Sony have done this. They done this last year. However, when they did it, it was, oh, here it is right here. They did it for PlayStation users in Germany and Austria. So the title there was Sony removed purchase Studio Canal content from PlayStation users in Germany and Austria. So, and we ain't talking about like no low end or indie movies or anything like that. We're talking about some major movies. So, we talk about some major movies. I don't have the list of movies that were removed from Germany and Austria users that were under Studio Canal. But matter of fact, here we go. Let's see. Chicken Run, John Wick, La La Land, Logan Lucky, Saw, Shaun the Sheep movie, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and you know, it's others like that. It's like 137 titles in Austria and 314 titles in Germany. Now, I knew of this, but I didn't. I'll be honest. I didn't make a video on it, and I should have made a video on it, because one of my things when it comes to these companies is this. When they pull some stupid shit, doesn't matter how big or small it is at the start of it, once they pull stupid shit, we need to nip it in the butt immediately, because here's what tends to happen. When companies do stuff like this and we ignore it, then companies gonna have this idea that, oh, if they didn't trip out about it here, then we could do it towards anything, towards anybody. So if they would have done it towards America and took away like Disney movies or whatever, and we start tripping, they're gonna be like, wait, why y'all tripping now? We done this before. Y'all didn't trip before. And we're gonna continue to do it. You know, so we don't want that to happen. We want to nip stuff like this in the bud. So this is actually my mistake. When they removed these movies from Germany and Austria, referring to films that were produced by Studio Canal, I should have made a video on it. I should have talked about how that needed to stop right then and there on the spot, because that is not tolerated at all. So that needed to be nipped in the bud immediately. But let's get back towards what happened, or what originally was supposed to happen, which is the following. Sony has signaled its intention to pull some PlayStation content even from those who bought it. So even though you pay full money, this ain't like a streaming service where, oh, you streaming something for a week or for a month, or whatever the case may be, and then they remove content from your stream. That happens from time to time. It sucks, but it happens because you don't own that property. You basically just rented it through a subscription service. We talking about property that you straight up purchased, and you want that in your library, and you pay for it to stay in your library. Sony just goes into your library and take out content that you pay for, and they don't refund you. That's the important thing. So let's get back to the article. Sparking concerns from customers. In a brief notice on the PlayStation website, Sony said it planned to remove hundreds of Discovery films from users' video libraries, preventing them from watching the content they pay money for. Sony explained the decision as being due to, quote unquote here, content licensing agreements with content providers. Now here's the statement. As of this year, once this year is over, due to our content licensing agreements with content providers, you will no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Discovery content, and the content will be removed from your video library. We sincerely thank you for cut that crap out. We're going to ignore that part. Thank you for your support. Bullshit. Then follow a long list of effective video content, which includes over 1,000 seasons of shows, including Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman, Tank, Mythbusters, and An Idiot Aboard. The decision rather has sparked a backlash online and fueled concerns about ownership of digital media. See, there you go. Video game preservation is a hot topic within the industry, rather, but the issue of content removal from digital platforms is top of the mind of movies and TV makers, too. Last month, Oscar-winning filmmaker, I'm going to butcher this name, Guillermo del Toro backed Oppenheimer director Christopher Nolan and championed physical media amidst controversial moves by streamers that have seen some films pulled from availability. See, there you go. Redditor Skatinator said they would never lose the Discovery shows they have paid for. I just received an email from PlayStation about how at the end of the year, due to licensing agreements, I would no longer be able to watch any of my previously purchased Discovery content. That's what he said. Continue on. Is there a way I can save this content? I use PS4, but I have bought many seasons of shows such as The Dual Survivor that I do not wish to lose. I was actually under the impression since I owned it, I would never lose it. Let me repeat that last part, chat. I was actually under the impression since I owned it, I would never lose it. Which is false with digital distribution. Which is false when you buy stuff online. Which is false when you buy stuff digitally. But that should not be the case. Why? Because you bought it. You ain't streaming it. You ain't renting it. You bought it. So, continuing on, there is currently no way to back up purchase PlayStation Store video content from a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. They cannot be transferred to a disc by any means. And then there's a bunch of Twitter posts that basically complained about it, and rightfully so, because, yeah, this is an issue. Now, let me be clear on something real quick. This is Discovery videos, so you probably think about like animal videos and stuff like that. I don't care what it is. Again, here's the point. If they willing to do that for small stuff like this, they're going to do it for bigger stuff in the future. They're going to do it potentially for Marvel movies, for Disney movies, for Warner Brothers movies, for Nickelodeon shows, for Cartoon Network shows, whatever. They're going to do that even though you pay for it, and they're not going to refund you. So you could be potentially paying for absolutely jack shit. That's what's going on here. And that is not acceptable. So check this out. Last year, Warner Brothers were criticized for pulling 6 HBO Max original movies from the prestige streaming service they were created for. Warner Brothers also made the shocking decision to not release Batgirl either in theaters or on streaming, even after the Leslie Grace starred DC film had completed filming, which is interesting. Animated movie Scoob Holiday Haunt was also scrapped, with Warner Brothers taking tax write-downs on both. The situation with the Discovery content is different. So yeah, it is different, because we talk about streaming services. They have control over that. You're not owning the content that's on the streaming services. You're basically renting it. So that's different. Does it suck? Yeah, but it is what it is with that. This is different, because we talk about content that you pay for specifically, and you should own them. But no, that's not the case here, and that is a problem. Let's move on. Because it's related to individual films users have bought outright rather than made available as a part of a subscription, which is what I just said. It also different from the typical case with delisted video games, which remain available to play and download to those who own them. In this statement, Sony, let's check this out. Sony does not offer a refund or apologize for the decision. IGN has asked Sony for comment. Sony have formed when it comes to putting content PlayStation users have already owned. Last year, Sony removed, and I just talked about that at the beginning of this video. Moving on. It's worth noting that when Sony stopped selling TV shows and movies from the PlayStation Store in 2021, it said users will still be able to access existing purchases. So that's interesting. So, and you're probably thinking, oh, that's the end. No, we got an update, ladies and gentlemen. We got an update. The update came on the 21st of the year. So we're talking about, what is that? 17 days after the original article came out. In a major change in course, this is all from IGN, by the way, PlayStation will no longer delete Discovery content from PlayStation users' libraries. The gaming giant had previously announced plans to remove Discovery-related content earlier this month. At the time, Sony said, due to content licensing agreements with content providers, you'll no longer be able to watch any of your previously purchased Disney content, and the content will be removed from your video library. So yeah, It was shocking, and people were complaining. And again, if they willing to do that with something small like Discovery, they was going to do it with other bigger major properties like Marvel, Disney, and I talked about this already. However, in an update on this website, PlayStation revealed that things has changed. At the time, there are no longer any plans to remove purchase Discovery content. Due to updated licensing agreements, the Discovery content removal plan for this year is no longer occurring. We appreciate your ongoing support and feedback. As reported by GameIndustry.biz, the updated licensing agreement refers to a new deal with Discovery owner Warner Brothers, which will allow users to access their purchase content for at least the next 30 months. So we're talking about close to the next 3 years, closely. Similar to other services, we do not own the licensing rights to TV/movies content that was previously available for purchase on the PlayStation Store. However, we have worked with Warner Brothers to update our licensing agreements, ensuring that customers will be able to access their previously purchased content for at least the next 30 months. So, okay, that's cool. So if they want to remove it from the store so people can no longer buy them, that's one thing. But if people have already bought it, bro, they should be able to keep it. Because again, they owned it. And if this is going to be the issue, then Sony, y'all need to come up with a software that let people download that content off of your systems. Instead of saying, nope, they're going to stay in the system. And then whatever happens, happens. And if we don't give refunds, like, do you know how stupid that sounds? And it gives us a reason to not fully go in on a digital distribution future because of crap like this. But luckily, you guys rose up and y'all spoke out saying, nope, this is bullshit. We will not stand for this. We want our previously purchased movies to remain because we purchased them, so we should own them. And if you go take it away from us, you damn well better give us a refund. And they're not giving out refunds. That shows you where they're all about the money. They're not giving out refunds. They good and damn well they're not giving out refunds. They're all about that money because they're greedy as hell, just like every other company. Therefore, they're willing to take your own property that you own away from you and then be like, yep, that's it. Y'all done. Nothing happens from here. Originally, but y'all spoke up and y'all said, fuck that. We ain't taking this shit lying down. So good job, folks. Good job. Now, we're going to see what happens in the next 30 months. And we're going to see whether or not this is going to happen again. And if other companies like Microsoft and Nintendo or whoever else going to try to pull this shit. So, now, I'm not saying this is all Sony's fault because, again, Warner Brothers trying to pull it away. I don't know what the deal is behind the whole contract between Warner Brothers and Sony in terms of why the Discovery content can't stay on there. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. But the bottom line is this. I don't care who's at fault here. If you can't just take away previously owned content, like, without giving out refunds. That's just criminal. That's straight up criminal. So this is why these companies needs to be put on check, and they continuously need to be put on check. And that's all of them. I don't care who it is. Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo. That's all of them. I don't care who it is. I don't show any favoritism. If you're doing a good job, great. Keep that up. If you're doing a shitty job, your ass is being called out. And you need to be called out. And you need to be held accountable for it. So good job for everybody for holding Sony and Warner Brothers accountable for this shit right here. Because this is unacceptable. But the fact that they changed it for 30 months, okay, it's a step in the right direction. They should just like change it to forever, as long as Sony's still in business. Okay, so that's where it should be. But 30 months, we'll see what happens within 30 months. Because yeah, I'm gonna remember that shit. So yeah, there you go with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna call it a wrap. And with all that said, y'all know who this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.